Greetings. This video is designed to show how to write a persuasive paragraph for a Year 9 student at a B level. In our previous video, we talked about the fact that paragraphs need to show structure, and in order to get a C, we needed to show evidence of this structure. The structure we talked about was TEAL, which considers the topic sentence, elaboration, evidence, and linking statement. When we're looking to get a B, however, we still need to make sure we follow this structure, but at the same time improve on the quality of our language by using signs of nominalisation as well as the inclusion of persuasive devices. So, last video we came up with something that looked like this. Our C-level paragraph said, chewing gum has a negative impact on health. When people chew and swallow gum, it can cause minor disruption in their digestive system. When chewing gum is swallowed, it can take up to 5 years to digest and exit the body. This is a problem because it can cause health concerns and affect diet and regulation. Here we have shown why chewing gum should be banned. Now, using that TEAL system, we can see that we've got all of the sections up here, but just to colour them quickly, when we say chewing gum has a negative impact on health, that plays the role of our topic sentence. When we talk about when people chew and swallow gum, it can affect their digestive system. That's where we were explaining our key terms so that there's no confusion, and that was our elaboration. When chewing gum is swallowed, it can take up to 5 years to digest and exit the body. This is a problem because it can cause health concerns and diet regulation. This was our example of a evidence section. And then here we've shown why chewing gum should be banned, shows our linking statement. Now, similar to when we did our introduction, the B level follows the exact same progress of information, however in slightly more detail and polish. In this particular case, we're going to go through and show the difference. So, in our C level, we said that chewing gum has a negative impact on health. In our B level, we say the consumption of chewing gum can result in negative health effects. Now, not only does that sound a little bit more polished, but it is also nominalised. So if I come up here and copy it into our topic sentence section, we can see what is going to be in this paragraph is much clearer, because rather than saying when people chew and swallow gum, we've already given that piece of information by just saying the consumption of chewing gum. And as well as that, we've said can result in negative health effects, as opposed to saying has a negative effect on health. That's nominalisation. So in this case, the consumption of chewing gum and negative health effects are both examples as to where we've changed verb language into noun language. It makes it sound a lot more polished. It's not necessarily the best it could possibly be, but it's certainly an improvement. And that's why we've moved from a C to a B for that section. The next point is our elaboration. When swallowed by an individual, chewing gum has been proven to impact our ability to digest and pass its content through our digestive system. Same as before, we're using very similar language and saying the same information, but as you can see when I select what we had for our C level and then click paste, we've got a lot more there and it's more detailed. When swallowed by an individual is something that wasn't necessarily outlined before. Chewing gum has been proven to impact our ability to digest and pass its content through our digestive system. Now, in this case, our ability to digest is nominalisation, and once again, it's not necessarily as clear as it could be, but it's certainly an improvement. And it's also when we say our digestive system is nominalisation as well. So if you've looked at the previous video on assessment standards for persuasive writing, you'll know that what I'm identifying here is signs of reasonably consistent nominalisation, which is a really good thing. When I go down to my example, there's a bit more of a difference. In 1998, a small boy was recorded to have had 2 years of constipation, and further study into the matter demonstrates that he was regularly swallowing chewing gum. Now, in this case, I haven't gone for a Pulitzer Prize as a reporter, and I haven't done the most comprehensive research available. In fact, you can see here, because I've used a source, I've just went to Wikipedia, which generally I'd say go to a slightly better website or find an actual medical article. But for the purpose of what we're looking to achieve in this case, I think we're probably okay. I'm going to paste this information here, and the difference is It's not necessarily more writing than I had in my previous section, but what it is a persuasive device. And if you've been looking at your persuasive sheet, you'll know that this is using evidence and facts as a point. Now, I use the word facts very loosely because it came from Wikipedia, but ideally it's showing evidence that I've gone out and I've researched and I've used this piece of information in order to make my piece more persuasive. Once again, if you've looked at the assessment grid, you'll know that showing signs of, or reasonably consistent signs of persuasive devices is one of the determining factors for getting a B. Now, last but not least, I go down to my last section, and you can see this is a little bit longer and it's a little bit more detailed. In the last paragraph, I said, here we have shown why chewing gum should be banned. In this case, I've gone into a little bit more detail and I've explained and made the link between my evidence and my paragraph a little bit more clear. So I've said, this demonstrates the negative effects that chewing gum can have on our bodies and digestive systems and reinforces the need for it to be banned. Now, you notice there were opportunities for me to nominalise in there, which I haven't necessarily taken up. But what that means is that while I don't have consistent nominalisation, I did have signs in the early part, so I'm still on the B band. And I suppose the point I wanted to show you is that it's not necessarily all perfect, polished and consistent. That tends to be what makes an A, but it is an improvement from the C level paragraph. So if you can start to put in some of that content, think about for your evidence what type of persuasive devices you're going to use, and then make sure that you're attempting some nominalisation throughout these different points while adding a bit more detail, you will successfully move from a C level paragraph to a B level paragraph. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea about where you can move from that C.